Hey everyone, this is Matt from Studio 41. So, this time I'm going to have to do a post-op for this mission and the next mission, well half of it, because my capture card did not capture anything audio-wise from my voice, and even the TS files I was using barely got anything, so here we go.
Wedge, this is Crix Madine. You'll need to approach the Academy from the south through the mountain pass. Make sure you stay below their sensors. The shuttle's Idarium is the Academy's northernmost platform. Do your best to avoid the Imperial threat. Land your speeder and steal the shuttle. Yes, sir. We'll maintain silence until you...
So right here we're doing the Imperial Academy heist, which is based around, I think it's around episode 6, which is where they're getting the Imperial shuttle that eventually would be used by the rebels to get on the Death Star. And in this part, we're just going through the trench and trying to avoid those satellites, the radar beacons. And it's not really that difficult, at least for me it's not, but usually when it's for the first time, this mission can be very difficult just because of the trying to avoid getting detected. Now, I think the night version is more difficult than during the day, because during the day you're playing as a Y-Wing, whereas at night you're in a snowspeeder. Now the thing is that you can't destroy them, because most of the time they will detect you that way if you do destroy them. And it's also just easier just to zoom by while their radar is also being scrambled by the fog somehow at this time of the night. The Y-Wing, though, you're using an ion cannon, and you're using it to disable the sensors there. And in that case, you are only dealing with flying around, just trying to avoid being detected. In that one, though, getting detected, I think in the Y-Wing one, can be a bit easier, just because they're able to detect you just as easily as you are able to detect them. Now in this case, I went after capturing a TIE fighter simply because it was easier to get through this mission, and I didn't want to worry about having any TIE fighters or any of the AT-ATs spot me. So in this case, you have to take out a pilot, and I probably talked over that other cutscene, which I'm going to have to somewhat try to keep that habit out of not doing, since I said I wouldn't talk during cutscenes. And it took me a few tries to get him, just because of how small that target is, and you can't really get too low, which is kind of a good thing with the snowspeeder, since you don't have to worry about flying into the ground, but it's still something. So now that we have a TIE fighter, we can then just head on over to the base and steal the Imperial shuttle. Normally, if you were in the snowspeeder, you would have been detected flying at that altitude. Though strangely enough, if you fly over back to the canyon, to where all the sensors are, even if you are in the snowspeeder, it usually won't fail you in the mission, simply because they detect you. It's the same thing with the Y-Wing as well. You can't easily be, you easily get detected once you enter the base, which kind of renders the whole flying through the canyon completely redundant, but yeah, it's just how the mission went. And in this case, I don't think I was trying to go after the power-up when I did this part. I think I was just going straight for the Imperial shuttle. And it's interesting that the TIE fighter shows as full shields, even though the TIE fighters actually don't come with shields at all. And that's where you had to blow your cover, because you can't steal a shuttle with those turrets still up, because they'll instantly start shooting at you, and that Imperial shuttle gets destroyed fairly easily. And so right now they detected me, and now they're gonna lock down the shuttle, but luckily, since it's pretty hard not to do that unless you're really swarmed, or if you're playing on ace mode, which I don't even think ace mode's even that hard, at least for this mission. You can just pick up the Imperial shuttle, and then you just head on your way out. Just in this case, I would try to get away from the base though as quick as possible, only because that Imperial shuttle, it does not last long. And even though it has a back-mounted turret, that thing will completely annihilate your accuracy bonus if you're trying to go for that, especially if you're trying to go for gold, just because you have no clue where those back shots are going to go. And in this case, I think, I don't know if it was in this try, I think it was, I kind of got a little lost just because I was trying to find out where it was that I dropped off my, what was it, my harpoon gunner. But yeah, this is actually a pretty short mission. It's not too difficult. It's merely just the beginning part that's difficult. And there we go.
I found him. We're on our way. Excellent, rogue group. We had to get that shuttle.
And like that, we got our mission done in there. I didn't get my medal just because I didn't destroy enough enemies in time, but I think at the time I was just going. I just wanted to get that done and over with. And so next was a mission that I just had absolute bad luck on. Not Endor, but right on Bespin. And if you're wondering why I had Endor already unlocked, it's because I actually had to redo, I think it was redo the raid on Bespin because I actually recorded it once and it didn't pick up the video at all. So I had to go and do this mission. For some reason, this Let's Play, it's just been absolute hell from the very beginning. And I know I already mentioned that in the Death Star, the very first episode, but still.
We need to secure those gas storage platforms at all costs. Wipe out the Imperials in the area before we head into the city. Then our transports will be able to move in and take the gas. We copy, Rogue Leader.
Yeah, and you know, it's kind of that weird transition I had there. That's because I had to use footage for our, my most successful run. I know I did keep, or later on you'll find out I did keep at least one of my screw-ups that I had when I blew up embarrassingly in the cloud car. But in this case, I was also trying to go for the power-up, which I think I may have gotten already, but from the looks of it, I didn't. But like that was one of the things I was trying to do, is that I was also trying to get all the power-ups, which yeah, you do have to sacrifice those Tabana gas things in order to get that power-up. And as for this mission, the TIE Interceptors were just plain relentless throughout this whole game, both in this and on Endor, since they were just everywhere. And the A-Wing's not exactly great with shields. It's more speed than anything. Only thing though is that it has those missiles that could be decent if you have the ability to lock on anything. Only problem is that those missiles are just not too many, and for the most part they're really inaccurate. They didn't really fix that until Rogue Squadron 2, when you actually did have lock-on missiles and they were actually recharged, so that way you didn't have to worry about running out with missiles throughout the game. Now, introduction. This intro part, it's not too difficult. Really, the worst is just if you blow up too many of those gas containers. And as for the transports, they'll be completely fine for the most part. I've never failed any of this mission, or no, I've never failed any part of this mission by having any of those transports destroyed. And even those, what is it, the hot air balloons, they don't really do too much against the transports, though they will knock out those Tabana gas things if you do let them do that, if you're playing in this area for too long. But really, knocking out those things first, though, they usually will help with getting transports over there, since usually the fighters are more focused on you than they are on the transports. I know there's going to be some silent moments just coming from this, just because even in the game I wasn't talking too much, just because of the amount of time I just had to put into focusing and just making sure I didn't completely lose my mind over this, even though I've been losing my mind over this Let's Play. I mean, it's almost the middle of December, and I had this footage already recorded by, I'd say, like, before Thanksgiving. It's just that while I was away, I didn't have the time to get around to recording it. Plus, I couldn't upload while I was away, since where I was at, the internet was terrible. It would take me forever to upload anything. That, and I think I did have all my files. It was just, I think editing it was just a bit of a pain, since luckily I didn't get around to editing down there, since I had to deal with all of these audio tracks, which if you're using any Elgato software, do not record with whatever that .ts file is, because it'll create a bunch of audio files, at least 8 to 10, and half of them won't even fill the entire thing. Sometimes you'll have audio for at least the first minute or so, sometimes it won't show up to the last 10 minutes, sometimes it'll show up somewhere in the middle. And then there's always that one track that's nothing but feedback. And so I'm just going to stick to recording with the MP3 regarding, because I know it's pretty much a settings thing, but you know, I didn't get around to it. I don't want to mess with my PC, and I really do not want to redo this whole Let's Play, since, at least as of doing this post-op, I do not have that old file, since I cleared it after I completed the Let's Play. Even though I can't, well, I'm just going to go back to my old one for whenever I do the bonus stuff, even though if I choose to go with getting all the power-ups, I'm just going to have to wait it out, see, you know, if I want to make a new file just so I can get all the power-ups, because I think once you get them, you can't get them again. So it'll have to be something. I'm at least going to try to get just at least one bonus video up, maybe showing. I do want to certainly show the daytime version of Imperial Academy Heist, just because, you know, since I did the night version, I didn't get around to the day, which I'd actually originally planned on doing in this episode, but since the raid on Bespin was just such a pain to me, I just had to do that. And this end part, I was here for quite a while, because I think you do have to eliminate at least all the fighters, or at least get most of them, just because the transports all have to move up from the earlier platforms up to here. And there we go.
These Tabana gas platforms are secure. Form up and head for the city.
Wedge, I'm showing 3 main power generators on my targeting computer. Destroying them should stop that turbo laser fire.
All right, Rogues. Target the power generators in the canals. With them destroyed, the transports will be able to approach those gas platforms. Good luck.
We copy, Wedge.
So, as I said earlier in the Imperial Academy heist, I do recall that I think this mission has actually taken place after Episode 5, and takes place sometime during Episode 6, since there's really no referencing that Luke, Leia, Han, and them are in Cloud City at this time. And since the Imperial Academy heist took place around Episode 6, when they got the Imperial shuttle to get onto the Death Star, it's safe to assume that this took place during Episode 6, so this was sometime after Cloud City, or people in Bespin, rebelled against the Empire. You know, you do see those I don't know how those hot air balloon things got taken over by the Empire. I guess they hacked them. They must have hacked them, or else they got on board and they're commanding those things. You do see those hot air balloons during Episode 5, and I know I'm probably butchering some Star Wars stuff here, since I haven't gotten too deep into the extended universe in quite a while. So if there's any mistakes I've made with how, you know, this whole battle set out in the old canon, just let me know in the comments or wherever. But yeah, in this case, I was going after those power generators, and I think in this portion, yeah, this is where I only had 1 life left, I believe so, because I was just trying not to get shot down by those turrets. And usually one way to do that, if your ship's health is low like mine, is to go grab a cloud car, since usually fighters will stay away from you when you're in the cloud car for some apparent reason. I guess mainly just because it kind of gives the illusion that you may be civilian or or not a part of the rebellion. And then, but also it gives you a ship with full shields. Only difference though is that the cloud car doesn't travel as fast as the A-Wing, and it only has a laser, doesn't have any kind of secondary weapons or anything of the sort. And I do believe so that they are also shielded. But as for this case though, my luck was just not on my side, since those TIE interceptors were all over me. So, I guess going back to the whole capture card, this is just something that's been a bit of a pain with me and Elgato for quite some time. And I mean, this dates back to even when we founded Studio 41 a while back, just because I mean, at first it seemed like it was a really cool capture card, and actually it went. Originally, I thought about going with Hot Dog, whatever it's called, the Hot Dog or whatever it was as a capture card, since that one was also backwards compatible with older consoles as well as newer ones. And the only reason why we stuck with the Elgato was just because it had a decent price, that, and it was compatible with older systems, even though not too long afterwards they came out with the version that's only workable on consoles with HDMI ports. Now, I think this capture card, the one that I'm using, I don't know if Elgato has fully phased it out yet, or if they're planning on keeping it just for the sake of having something for retro gamers to game on. But for me, it's just been a lot of bad luck. I mean, it's been kind of a big turnoff for me just to go into doing any kind of Let's Plays, since I really don't like doing these kind of post-op things unless I really have to. And yes, that was the moment I failed really embarrassingly. I mean, I actually do recall going fuck after that, but I was pretty much just done that day after, because I think even after this Let's Play, I actually stopped and just stepped away for the game for a while. But yeah, so going back to that, it's kind of kept me away from it, and it may be just me, just because right now I'm having to do this post-op, even though I probably should have had this thing done a long time ago, and I actually plan on having my other filming done today for the bonus stuff, but I actually am trying to get through Fallout 4, which I'm not Let's Playing, I'm just playing it since I've had the game forever, and I never completed it last year, so I actually started in October, and then I've been playing it pretty much on a monthly basis. Yeah, if you're wondering my honest opinion, at least as of this moment, I'm only 10 hours in the game. I've only done maybe a few of the main quests, more so focused on the side quests. The game's, yeah, it's conflicting with me. Honestly, I don't really find Fallout 4 that great, and I can kind of see why people were disappointed, but I mean, then again, I've never played Fallout 3 or any of the previous ones. But I mean, Fallout 4, it's not really doing it for me. I mean, it's a game that I've come close to just saying, fuck it, I'm just gonna take it back and just sell it, even though I've had it for a year, but who knows, I'll probably hold on to it and just maybe try to get through it someday, but that all depends if I'm going to be busy towards the end of the year with Let's Plays or anything of the sort. I know there's that Kingdom Hearts Let's Play that's been on hold forever since Jeff and I made the idea of making a blind play, which I thought was a completely dumb idea. And then there's also the possibility that maybe Chris and I might do another Sonic game, just because this is pretty much the last kind of year-end thing we're going to be able to do, since once I graduate in May, chances are I probably won't be living anywhere near where the other guys are, so chances are we're going to have to keep our Let's Plays and everything separate. And Studio 41 certainly is going to be a lot different, I'd say, especially by the time summer rolls around, since just about anything could happen. But as right now, I'm just going to stick to, finishing this Let's Play, playing, what's it called, Fallout again, just to get through the game, provided, the game doesn't, end up making me sell it early, considering the only thing I have any enjoyment out of is the base building, which is a really bad sign. So as of right now, my voiceover part is going to be finishing up here, since I actually did get audio salvaged from the earlier Let's Play, so after this jump cut, I'm going to be switching it back over to the regular original recording that I had done, so it may sound a bit different when I switch it over. So, there we go. Alright, so we're trying this again after a million tries. I don't know what's up. It's just something up with these TIE interceptors. They've just been all over me. Because I'm in a much faster craft than in the, what's it called? Much faster than these TIE bombers. It's a bit trickier to shoot them down without having TIE interceptors all over me. Alright. Let's see how many are left. There's 2 left. Yeah, you send your teammates after the TIE interceptors, but you don't really see them around here. And sending them after the guns is a complete joke, so keep them after the TIEs. That or have them form up. Those are usually your best options. Normally I just don't have them retreat, since I kind of don't want to have my wingmates leave at all.
The Tabana gas is ours. Great job. Rebel transports, you're cleared for approach.
Holy crap, after all that, finally finished with this level. So, the next episode is going to be just Battle of Endor, and then after that it's just going to be Strike at the Core, which are these are the 2 last missions. I'm doing this for the sake of the amount of time that, and just because of editing, because I know Strike at the Core is going to be a while to do, and Battle of Endor is entirely dependent on how much I get destroyed by the Star Destroyers or just by the TIE Fighters in the beginning. So, till then, hopefully the amount of jump cuts didn't throw off this Let's Play too bad, but I mean, you know, shit happens when it comes to these kind of games, so I'll see you next time.